Bismillah, alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Welcome to another episode of The Deen Show, which is a way of life we try to put out there for everyone to see, helping you understand Islam and Muslims. I got a surprise for you today. Thank you for coming to the source to learn about Islam. Those of you that are already Muslims, I got a treat for you, a very special guest on The Deen Show. So we're going to take a break and bring out Dr. Sheikh Bilal Phillips. Sit tight, you don't want to go nowhere.
Allah, there's only one God and Muhammad is his messenger. Allah, la ilaha illallah. Allah, there's only one God.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
It's an honor to have you with us on The Deen Show. Thank you for coming on and being with us.
My pleasure. You've been doing some great work, and I'm only so happy to be a part of it, to share in some of the blessings that are there for you in getting this word out to the people.
Thank you very much. So our primary message is Islam, calling the people to surrender and to submit to the creator of the heavens and earth and not his creation. And this is one of the most basic things that the people procrastinate with, finding out who their Lord is. And then even some who've found out who their Lord is, procrastinating on doing the good that he's invited them to do. We want to talk about this, Sheikh. What keeps people from doing and putting off? The majority of people you talk to, yeah, they know they got to change. They know they got to do good, but they don't do the good. Why is this, Sheikh?
I would say probably the main reason is laziness. You know, the reality of life usually doesn't sink in until tragedy comes. You know, this is when you find people, okay, tell me about it. You know, that's the way it usually is, isn't it? You know, because you're busy, you got so many other things happening. You don't really want to make that effort because it requires effort. You know, it just doesn't come. It's not a silver spoon feeding. No, you have to go out and make an effort to get this knowledge. So people, prefer to take it easy, just take things as they go, until calamity strikes. When that strikes, then you find them waking up and coming around and say, okay, let me see that book you were telling me about. Let me hear that tape. Let me see this. Can I, give me something. I need something now. Reality is that they need it all along, but there are too many distractions, especially in life in the West, North America, it's about distractions, isn't it? That's the whole thing, the way by which Satan just diverts people. That's basically what happened with Adam and Eve, isn't it? They were in a good situation. He comes now, distraction. It's about the tree of life. Allah didn't call it that. But that was to catch their minds, get them off thinking about something else and then forgetting what was the original message. Don't eat from that tree. That was the original message, So that's what's happening in the life. People are not conscious of what's going on because they're so busy and distracted with other things. As Allah said in the Quran, talking about the compilation of wealth, al-hakumut takasur. People are just caught up so much in gathering the wealth of this world, they're lost as to really what the purpose of life is about. They don't take that minute out to stop and think, why am I here? Am I just like everybody else? The other creatures, the cows and the cattle, the sheep, and just eating, procreating, and then dying one day? Is that all? Is that all that life is about? So it's about, trying to get people to stop for a minute and to think. Because once a person starts thinking, then really, they start to wake up. But the world, the way things are set up, keeps them too busy.
How about now, you got somebody paying attention to us now, and he's thinking, you know what? When I die, I'll deal with it. When a calamity strikes, I'll deal with it. What's the dangers about this? Why should somebody, and what is the first thing that a person should really concentrate on?
Well, I'd say that, of course, it's always easy to say, when that happens, I'll deal with it, But The reality is that when it happens, you can't deal with it. You end up not being able to cope. Well, sometimes it depends on what you've been doing in your life, that when that calamity comes, God does leave a door open for you. Other times, hey, the kind of life you've been living, there isn't any door there. It comes and you see what happens to people when calamity strikes. They go mad. So mad, their values are so twisted and warped that they do all kinds of crazy things. I remember reading an article about a man, this was during one of the declines in the stock market. This guy, there was a big drop in the US. The guy had $8 million invested. In a matter of hours, he lost like $5 million. That guy just lost it. He went and bought himself a Kalashnikov, went into the stock, the office, and mowed down the manager and mowed down his dealer, and then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. And the man had $3 million. Still, yeah, he lost 5. That's a big loss, but hey, you got $3 million. So the whole perspectives are gone.
Yeah.
So saying I'll deal with it when it comes, don't be sure you're going to be able to deal with it. That's fooling yourself, really.
Where do they start now? Okay, they say, well, where do I go? Okay, all the person knows is work, relations with, his friends, wife, or illegitimate relationship with women, having a good time, entertainment. But we got their attention for now. Where should he start? What should he start doing first?
Well, first and foremost, he needs to come to grips with God. That's the starting point. Do I believe in God? Of course you say, yeah, I believe in God. That's the norm. Most people say, I believe in God. But the question is, do you really believe in God? Because if you believe in God, then you would be trying to find your purpose. Because the idea, and this is a common misconception, which again is an excuse, a way out.
Yeah.
People say, well, God made the world, and this world is too simplistic, too small, too insignificant for God to be busy himself with you and I. Who are we? Like ants, specks of dust, in the universe.
Yeah.
So why would God bother himself with us? No. This is a nice cop-out, right? Yeah, there's a God, but he's not busy. He's not bothered about me and my life. No. Well, the point is that once you say there is a God, then that God, you must believe he's superior to you. If you think he's just like you and I, then, no point carrying on the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? But if you understand what God is, who God is, in the sense of creator, sustainer of this whole universe, then you have to understand that wisdom is an absolute necessity. When we talk about understanding who God is, then we got to understand that he is ultimately wise. And now you, as a human being, right, if somebody said to you, listen, hey, there's this man who set up a factory, produce certain goods, etc., and put an ad in the paper for people to come work in this factory, and he invites them all down, hires them all up, and then he doesn't tell them what to do in the factory. He expects them to just go in the factory, do what they're supposed to do, and the factory runs fine, he's making his profits. No, they're going to go in there, guy hasn't told us what to do, let's go down to the cafeteria, drink some coffee, have a chat, etc. It's not going to work. And we would have to say, that is a dumb businessman. Yeah. That guy was a fool.
A fool.
An idiot.
Yeah.
Why? So, if we can accept that on a human plane, that wisdom requires that you must inform those who you hire to do this job so that they can do it, then surely the creator of this universe didn't create us and expect us to go find our way by ourselves without telling us what we're supposed to be doing in this life. He didn't leave us without informing us.
So tell us now, what is the purpose of man's